The climate change conference here in December of 2009 is a huge event, and it is the culmination of years of discussion about what to do about global warming and climate change. And it is a complicated topic, so complicated that a lot of countries who want to do something about climate change and made commitments to it aren't sure that they're doing the right thing, because it involves, especially for the industrialized countries, really putting big burdens on their farmers, on their utility companies, and on their industries in general, in terms of moving backwards to earlier emission standards. And so there's a huge fear that this will aggravate or cause another recession in these countries. I gave a talk to 1,000 members of an Iowa Association of Electric Co-ops recently. And we talked a little bit about climate change, part of my presentation, and then afterwards. And the power industry, the power generating industry in particular, you're getting electricity from an electric power company or a co-op. They are very concerned that some of the proposals for capping emissions and rolling back emissions are going to create a real disaster for the electric power generating industry, which would mean huge increases in electric rates, which would mean potentially real shortages in electricity, because if we, for example, stop building power generating plants in the United States or don't continue to build more, the demand is going to catch up with the supply, and we are going to have some serious problems. I actually want to share with you the fact that the projection for 2020 anyway, 2030 possibly, by every expert on electric generation of electricity predicts that coal will not only continue to be the largest fossil fuel for generating electricity, but that it will actually increase greatly as a percentage. You know, if you don't like coal, that's a message that I have to give you, because we just don't have many other alternatives. Wind-generated power and thermal power and solar power in the Southwest are all interesting. They will get a share of this pie. Cellulosics and making electricity and fuels out of fermented and rotting corn stalks and so on is a wonderful idea. There is no business model right now, and I asked a lot of people that suggest that those are going to really come online very soon. So the climate change meeting is a political mud wrestling fight in the world, and the emails that were released recently from scientists in England who were basically trying to reduce the evidence that human impact on climate change may or may not be as clear and as big as the community wants it to be. Those emails, called ClimateGate, have created a stir, a kind of panic, and everybody thinks that the Stockholm meeting will be helpful, useful, but that not much is going to actually come out of it. So keep your eye on climate change. It has a big impact on Iowa, above all. I'm standing next to the Iowa flag here, and in Iowa, agriculture, for example, is one industry that would be tremendously affected depending on how we move on controlling greenhouse gas emissions and other climate change technologies. So interesting, political, very important.